Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you my updated Morphtronic deck profile for March and let's say April 2012. Not much has changed with the deck, just a few minor things, but I thought I'd go ahead and go through it, show you how the deck is run and all that. So let's go ahead and get started. I run 3 Morphtronic Selfon. He is your main searcher of the deck. His effect is like all Morphtronics switch when they're in attack and defense position. When he's in attack, you can roll a 6-sided dice. And depending on the number, you reveal the top of those cards, and if any of those are a Morphtronic monster, you can special summon it. He's a really good swarm if you get lucky with his effect. And when he's in defense position, you can roll another dice and search the top cards. But with that, you're just searching, and then you place the top cards back on the deck as in the order they were. With the attack position effect, you simply just special summon the monster and shuffle the rest of the cards back into your deck. So you run 3 of him. You also run 3 Morphtronic Boomboxen. With his effect, when he's in attack position, he can attack twice, and when he's in defense position, he can negate an attack that would target a Morphtronic monster. So I like him. He only has 1200 attack, but you can boost him up with other monster effects, which is your next one, Morphtronic Radion. His effect is when he's in attack position, all Morphtronic monsters you gain 800, and when he's in defense, they gain 1000 defense. So pretty much with himself, he raises himself up to 1800, and when it comes to cards like Borden, he puts Borden at 2000, so that's a 2000 attack monster that can attack twice. So you gotta run 3 of him. He's a really good card. And the game winner of the deck by far is Morphtronic Borden. You run 3 of him. His effect is when he's in attack position, all Morphtronic monsters you possess can attack your opponent directly. So him with Borden, Boomboxen, and Radion on the field can do a lot of damage to your opponent. With Boomboxen, pretty much, that's 4000 attack points of direct damage. So once you're in the clear with your opponent, you're pretty much set for game once you have your field filled up. And I also run 2 Morphtronic Slingen. His effect when he's in attack position, once per turn you contribute 1 Morphtronic monster except Morphtronic Slingen to destroy 1 card on the field. And when he's in defense position, if this card would be destroyed, you can destroy another Morphtronic monster instead. So I run 2 of him, really good to help run over a few of your opponent's hard to get cards, because like I said, Morphtronics don't have that high of an attack. And I also run 2 Morphtronic Scopen. He's one of your tuners of the deck. His effect is when he's in attack position, once per turn you can special summon 1 level 4 Morphtronic monster from your hand, destroy it during the end phase, but pretty much if you're going to special summon it, you're going to use it for a level 7 synchro. And while he's in defense position, you can special summon his level becomes level 4, my mistake. So pretty much you have an instant level 7 synchro with him first turn. I've done it a lot. And I also run 1 Morphtronic Lantron. While in attack position, any effect damage you would take from an opponent's card is inflicted to your opponent instead. And while in defense position, when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you take no battle damage the rest of the turn. So pretty much when he's in defense, he's a wing Karibo. And I also like him pretty much because he's a tuner. Level 1 allows me for a lot more variety of synchro summons. That's it for the Morphtronics. I also run 1 Cyber Dragon, just for a little more power in the deck. And also Sangan for search, since most of your Morphtronics are low attack and defense. You can pretty much search for any Morphtronic in the deck. And I also run 1 Marshmallow, pretty much just for a little more extra protection. That's it for the monsters. Move on to spells. I run 2 Morphtronic Accelerator. I love this card. It is really good in this deck. Its effect is pretty much you return 1 Morphtronic in your hand to the deck, destroy 1 card on the field, and draw a card. So it's a complete recycle. Destroy 1 card on the field. I love that effect. Any card, your opponent won't see it coming. And you return the Morphtronic to your deck and pretty much draw a card and hope to get another Morphtronic out of it. A better one if you need at the moment. I also run 2 Junk Box. I would suggest, but the Monster Reborns are in my other deck, running one Junk Box and one Monster Reborn. With this card, pretty much special summon one level 4 or lower Morphtronic monster from your graveyard, destroyed during the end phase. But what I like about it, it does not limit the monster in any way. It pretty much says, okay, I could special summon the Morphtronic. He has all his effects, he can attack, and pretty much everything else goes. So let's say you have Scopin, Revive Scopin, use his effect to get a Morphtronic monster from your hand, and pretty much to stop it from being destroyed, synchro with it before you get the after effect. But like I said, you only really need to run one of them, and then one Monster Reborn, but like I said, they're in my other decks, and I was a little too lazy to swap it for the moment. And one Morphtronic map. With this card, basically, each time a Morphtronic monster, or each time a monster in general actually changes its battle position, place one morph counter on this card, and Morphtronic monsters gain 300 attack for each morph counter on this card, which works really well with Morphtronic since they're always changing their battle positions. And this gives them the boost they need. And when this card is destroyed, you could special summon one Morphtronic from your graveyard. And I also run 2 Mystical Space Typhoons, 1 Dark Hole, 2 Swords of Revealing Light, 1 Heavy Storm, and 1 Book of Moon. So pretty much staple there. We'll move on to traps. I run 2 Morphtronic Binds. I might be going down to 1 with this card, switching it to a Dark Bribe, pretty much because with Exceeds out now, this card, while you control a face-up Morphtronic monster, all level 4 or higher monster your opponent controls cannot attack or change their battle position. And I might also reduce it to 1, pretty much because it counteracts with Morphtronic map, allowing your opponent not to change their battle position. Kind of hurts you a little, but I also like the effect where they can't attack. That really protects your Morphtronics. And I also run 2 Solemn Warning and 1 Solemn Judgment. I also run 2 Compulse and 1 Starlight Road. I really like Starlight Road in this deck because you really have a lot of back row with this deck. So protect your cards and get a free Stardust Dragon out of this. And it also protects the Morphtronics because you have a lot of Monster Swarm with this deck. And I also run 1 Deep Prison and 1 Mere Force. I actually think I might have run a second Deep Prison, but I took it out. But I'm still at the 42 card count. And as for the extra deck, I'm not going to go through too much of it. I run 2 Power Tool Dragon, and the Stardust for the Starlight Road, and 1 Armory Arm. And that's pretty much all I have in the deck at the moment because all my other cards are in my other decks. But you pretty much want to run any level 6 or 7 staple synchros, level 5 to work with the Lantron, any like Bryonic, Black Rose, Catastor. You want to run all that in this deck because you can get a lot of good synchros out. And that's pretty much it. I really recommend trying to build the deck. It's not an expensive deck at all to build. It's very easy to collect the cards. There's pretty much no Morphtronics are hollow, so like I said, they're really easy to get a hold of. Try it out. It's a lot of fun. You get a lot of variety with the deck, and I hope you guys like the deck profile. Please like and subscribe, and Kier Twig out.